Ah, great, another dust storm. Holy Toledo. Hang on to your hat. Oh good, a big semi-truck right beside me, gonna get killed here. Kia says they're going to send me a Niro to drive. I know the base Niro starts around $26,000, but this is the PHEV EX Premium. I bet that costs a little bit more. And scrolling down, this is a plug-in hybrid. We'll talk about that a little bit later with all this standard equipment. Wow, we're up to $36,490 already, so let's see what we're getting included for that. A lot of goodies, but they have the audacity to charge us $155 extra for floor mats. Why do car companies do this? They just have to add an option. It just kills them if they don't. You're spending 36 grand for a vehicle, shouldn't you get a floor mat? Oh well. And there's your total tab, a big jump from 26 grand. I would say. But on the positive side, this is totally made in Korea. Not some third world country or other places I won't mention. So the quality should be pretty good. Always is when they come from the Korean plants. They care about their jobs over there. And there's your gasoline only miles per gallon. Combined with the electric, you get this crazy figure that never makes any sense on the left, but we'll figure this out later when we review the car, so let's go out and take a peek. Okay, so here it is, the Kia Niro Hybrid, electric hybrid. The base Niro is a gas engine and electric battery, combination 139 horsepower, starting from around 26 grand. This is the plug-in hybrid. And the way that works, you plug this into a household outlet. And when it's fully charged, you're supposed to get 26 miles of electric driving. Then when that runs dry, it switches over to the gasoline engine, or hybrid gasoline electric motor system anyway. And you should be getting 46 miles to the gallon on that, they say. When this vehicle was delivered to me, it had just under 900 miles. I put about 80 miles on it since then, and 55.5 mpg is the average, and 35 hours and 27 minutes of driving. So what it comes down to, if you put 1 gallon of gas in this vehicle and drove 46 miles and ran that out and charged us up electrically and did 26 miles and ran that out, you'd have 72 miles to the gallon by my math. So why does the EPA rate this 105 miles to the gallon? I don't know, some weird government figure. Don't ask me. So we're going to take this, charge it up, see if we can get the 26 miles fully electric claimed, and also see what type of fuel economy you get after the battery's gone dead. Be racking up around 500 miles on this rig, so don't go away. And as we do with all our videos, we check underneath, see if there's a spare tire, and there's not, just a container for this cord. So don't get it flat. That's why I have my tire repair kit here. And also I'll be taking these headlights out in the dark, that's how they perform at night. Part 3 of the video. So again, don't go away. Let's take a quick look at the cabin, a nice big glove box. Surprisingly, a conventional shift stick instead of push buttons or a knob. Kind of weird for a modern car, but oh well. The selector button that offers electric only driving or hybrid gas driving. Somebody spilt their drink on here and it wasn't me. And some interesting information on the gauge cluster if you scroll around. Ooh, 3% aggressive driving. Must have been me. And an indicator telling you the condition of the battery, which is drained pretty much dry. Like most electric cars, the power steering has very little feel or feedback. It takes some getting used to. As we do in all our videos, we're going to take some mild speed humps around 15 miles per hour, see how the suspension performs on impact. If you hear any rattling in the back, it's not the vehicle. I have some cargo. Bump number 1, pretty smooth. And number 2, and the big one. I'd say it was pretty comfortable. Impressive for such a small car. Let's see how this baby handles in tight corners. Lots of body lean, not a race car. Did stick to the pavement though. Wasn't made to do that. This isn't the quickest car on the road, but because of the torque of the electric motors and batteries and such, there is pretty good torque at the low end. So for commuting, it's got a lot of pep if you're under 30 miles per hour. Okay, let's charge this battery up in a household circuit. It's totally dead right now. There we go. Okay, I plugged in the charger to my home outlet. And according to the outlet, it charged in 6 hours, which is unusually quick. Usually on a 120 volt system it takes 11 or 12. But just to be safe, I left it in overnight, almost 20 hours. And I came out and this is what it says, 98%, 24 miles. So I guess that's all we're going to get. And that's according to the screen. We'll take this out and see if we really do get 24 miles. And it's going to be very, very hot today, like 107 degrees. So I think the air conditioning is going to suck up some juice. Well, we'll see. So let's see how this thing accelerates in the fully electric mode. I think the engine must have taken over. Yeah, the engine kicked in. You're not going to accelerate that quick on electric only. In fact, the electric indicator went off on the dash. So I guess if you're driving electric, you have to keep the speed down. In the fully electric mode, this isn't a rocket as far as acceleration goes, but there's a lot of torque coming from the battery, so it's kind of peppy at low speeds. Enough for city driving and getting on the freeway. Well, according to the computer, I was supposed to get 24 miles of electric driving, but I got exactly 26, which is what the factory claims, if I recall. I guess that's pretty good, especially with the air conditioning running full blast. It is hot today, 118 degrees. Wow. And we're going to take a 110-mile highway trip, running on the hybrid system only. The main battery is discharged. See what type of mileage we get when the battery's not operating. We're going to take a 110-mile highway trip, running on the gasoline hybrid system only. See what type of fuel economy we get when that system is running by itself and the main battery's discharged. And I must say, this air conditioning's doing a pretty good job of cooling off this car. Hybrid cars work better in the city when the electric motors and batteries are doing a lot of the work. On the highway, the gasoline engine is doing most of the work, and if I get more than 40 miles to the gallon, I'll be surprised, but you never know. Oh goody, a dust storm ahead. We're all gonna die. Hang on. Well, the wind shifted. That was a close one. There's the official number, 42.4 mpg. Not bad considering. I was probably going a bit quicker than I should have been. Either way, it's a good figure. We're going to reset the mileage computer and do some city driving. Around 40 to 50 miles or so. Gasoline hybrid only. The main battery is still discharged. I don't have anywhere to charge it in this town. I don't live here. Alright, 51 miles of city driving, 47.2 mpg. That was the gasoline hybrid system only. no electric, with an outside temperature of 107 degrees. Ah, cool out today. So what's my take about this Kia after a week of driving? That's not the most exciting ride I've ever had, but any hybrid that can get 42 to 47 miles to the gallon in the real world is definitely impressive. That is the gasoline hybrid system, not counting the electric battery that can run 26 miles. If you're looking for an economical vehicle, the Kia Niro in the hybrid form is definitely worth a look. But if you want to upgrade to this charging plug-in system, well, is it worth paying thousands of dollars more to get a plug-in system that saves you half a gallon of gas every time you discharge it? You'll have to punch the numbers on your calculator and figure that out for yourself. As for myself, I can be happy with just the standard hybrid. But if you have a charging station at home and a charging station at work, this might work out pretty good for you. Now for part 3 of the video, taking this out in the dark, see how the headlights work, and I don't think these are LEDs. Well, we'll find out before the video is done. Okay, it's dark enough. Let's see how these headlights do. One big bulb on low beam. Now that's the high beam. Large taillights, very easy to see in the dark. Emergency lights, not so easy to see. Get drowned out by the large taillights. Same as the front. And the mirrors are blinking. If you're going to use your emergency lights, you're not driving on the pavement, it's better to turn your headlights off. Makes it far easier to see, at least in the front and the rear. And put the transmission in reverse, and here's what you see. You also get that annoying buzzer for everyone to hear, to warn everybody you're in reverse. As far as the rest of the vehicle, pretty simple. Not too much to be lighting up. And here we have the low beams on a wall 33 yards away, or 100 feet. Bit on the low side. And on camera the lights look pretty bright, but in person they're really not. A bit on the weak side. And the brights, not much to see here. It's a bit on the weak side as well. Surprising for a modern car. Let's take it on the pavement and see what happens. That's Fred, our security guard. I say he's on the job, keeping an eye on things. He only gets minimum wage. What do you expect? And it's a full moon tonight, so all the loonies will be out. Okay, here we're on the street. Got the low beams on. High beam. There's extended range. Again, not the brightest headlights I've ever seen, but adequate, I suppose. And here's a closer look. If you watch my videos, you know there's one thing I do not like, and that's auto-dimming mirrors. Although if there's a switch to disconnect the feature, I'll give it a pass, and there's no disconnect switch on this. The only way to turn it off is to put a piece of solid tape on the sensor hole up here, or some transparent tape to give it a 50-50. Enough to dim it just a little bit, but still see, but I guess that's what I'm going to have to do. So for our freeway test, how well does it light up the signs on the expressway? Yeah, let's find out. Well, it does reach out a bit. These aren't bad headlights, but they're not that great either. I'd say average. I'm kind of curious if these are LEDs or not. I'll have to look at the paperwork. They don't appear to be. Let's find out. Well, I looked at the price sheet and it makes it quite clear. You got LEDs on the rear, but not the front. Now we know. Well, that explains why the rears are brighter than the front.